Meanwhile, the Dean of Studies and Research at the Institute of Local Government Studies, Dr. Eric Osae, has asked the Electoral Commission to withdraw the proposed filing fees for presidential and parliamentary nominees.
Dr. Osae further recommended an administrative framework which will take into account the smaller political parties in pegging filing fees.
2012, parliamentary candidates paid 1,000 cedis, while presidential candidates paid 10,000 cedis. But the Electoral Commission announced at an Inter-Party Advisory Committee IPAC meeting last Thursday that parliamentary nominees will have to pay 10,000 cedis, while presidential nominees will be expected to part with 50,000 cedis to file their nominations. Dean of Studies and Research at the Local Government Institute, Dr. Eric Osae, said the figure is on the high side. Dr. Eric Osae asked the Electoral Commission to withdraw the proposed fees.
I'm calling on the Electoral Commission to quickly withdraw the proposed figures they put out there, consult the political parties, peg it against the inflationary rate, and then come up with a reasonable figure that is acceptable to all the political parties. But if possible, we should start thinking ahead as a nation by looking at graduated fees for political parties as a way of growing our young democracy.
He was of the view Parliament did not pay attention to the clause, adding it is too generic, hence the need for a framework to regulate the pegging of fees. Dr. Osae advised persons who want to go to court for the interpretation of the CI 94 to first of all petition Parliament and the Electoral Commission.
EC can do without filing fees. In any case, let me also mention that these filing fees are not the ones that is going to support the EC to organize the elections. They have their own budget. But the filing fees are there to introduce some level of competitiveness and to also portray the level of seriousness that the candidates and the parties are tied to the elections. It is a sort of collateral or a security. So we shouldn't make the initial collateral and security very punitive and difficult. If we do that, then one will say that we are selling democracy.
But senior research fellow at the Center for Democratic Development CDD, Dr. Emmanuel Asante, says it is imperative to regulate the quality of presidential candidates.
The concern that now it is easier for anybody to go and stand as a presidential candidate, and the effect that has for the quality of our elections, the quality of our democracy, is becoming worrying, because people forget when you have a lot of people going to stand, it is going to affect the cost of actually printing your ballots. It's going to affect the cost of processing, even the voters' ability to decipher between candidates and so on.